Hello once again everyone, welcome to Cruisnick's Purgatory. I'm your host Cruisnick, and we are back on the path of the Astrologian for Stormblood. In the last episode, Kyokuho was summoned back home, but before he returned to Hingashi, we did gain the opportunity to talk to him about the power of the Spear card, the sixth heaven of the cards. If only I were lucky enough to draw one, it would be made all the sweeter. But anyway, what will the cards behold in the next episode? One can only guess. Let's get right down to it with the level 65 quest, Come Rain or Shrine. While your visit fills my heart with joy, Chris, I cannot bring myself to smile knowing that the Lady Leveva is troubled so. Though she should be spending these final days before the symposium placing the final touches on her address to the vault, she instead spends her time wandering about the pillars in the daze, mumbling to herself about earth, wind, and water. I fear that Kyokuho's departure has left a gap in Lady Leveva's heart that she knows not how to fill. I have tried at length to set her mind at ease, but one need not be a reader of stars to guess how well that ended. Perhaps if you spoke with her, she would finally listen to reason. Alright, where is she? The last vigil, of course. Why is it that she always tends to end up there? Oh, I did not notice that they put... That is interesting. Hold up, did they do that with the... Yeah, they did it with the Machinist Guild too. With the Machinist too. Wait, I gotta check one last thing. I'm sorry. Well, they did it with the Marauders Guild, but they didn't do it with... And of course they did it with the Rogues Guild. But for some reason they didn't... Wait, by any chance? Nope, they did not. Ah, well. Or maybe they put it in... I know, padding out the episode. Sorry. I guess areas that don't have a guild really don't matter. Or jobs that don't have a guild. Anyway, let's move on. Chris? To what do I owe the honor? Now, let me guess. Our good friend Jannequinard asked you to talk some sense into poor addle-pated Leveva. And oh, goody. Today I have the privilege of being lectured by both of you. Why, Lady Leveva and Chris. Imagine finding the two of you out here this fair morning. Enough with the theatrics, Jan. I know your play here, and as I have told you time and time again, I have not forgotten my duty to the Athenaeum or my obligations to the Symposium. I simply need time to think. Alone. To which I keep replying, why think alone when you have one of the greatest minds in the realm at your disposal? And Chris, Oh, that is just low, dude!
The greatest minds, eh? Then riddle me this. Why are the results of my reading from that day both Chris and Kyokuho arrived still weighing on my mind? Why does it feel as if I am missing, or rather misinterpreting, some devilishly important detail?
Peace comes, friends are made, dangerous paths are trodden, knowledge is gained. Did that not already occur? Kyokuho and Chris both arrive as the Dragon Song War ends. Chris saves Kyokuho from death at the Steel Vigil, and knowledge of geomancy is shared with the Athenium.
Yes, but what if the coming destruction told by the inverted spire was not the incident at the Citadel, but something else? Something far more grave?
Then that would mean the prophecy's fruit of knowledge and hope was not Kyokuho's stories of his art, but something different. Something we will only see by continuing on his perilous path.
But is it truly the path that is disastrous, or our decision to pursue it?
At the end of the path of disaster is hope.
Exactly what I was thinking. Only through the avoidance of some unforeseen peril will hope and knowledge be acquired. And I believe the disaster in question has something to do with Kyokuho's return home, if not the return itself. It could also mean that our friend is in danger.
I see where you are going with this. And while I loved our red-robed ruckus rouser as much as anyone, excepting Fleuret perhaps, a journey at this time would mean the cancellation of our symposium, and with that, any chance of the Holy See ever taking us seriously.
And now you see why I've been up here day and night, biting my nails to the quick! I apologize. A lack of sleep can work ill on one's humors, but I think your intervention here today might have provided me a solution to our predicament. A solution that I am now kicking myself for not having come to earlier. A solution I myself proposed not days ago when deciding how I might attend Kyokuho's opening of the Sixth Heaven. Chris will travel to Ingashi.
The reading did only mention friends old and friends new. I recall nothing in there about silver-haired astrologians from Charlian. But how do you propose Chris find our charge? The Far East is a big place. Perhaps we could write a letter.
Yes, and addressed it to Kyokuho Hingashi. No, you dullard! We have something far better. We have the stars, and our undying faith that they will guide us to that which we seek.
Or Chris could start his search in Kugane, the port city from which Kyokuho claimed he came, focusing on locations which serve as exceptional venues for stargazing, a pastime our friend warmed to during his stay with us.
Or Chris could... No, wait. That is actually a decent proposal. Chris, you have your quest. May the stars guide you true. Oh, and I will expect reports. Many reports. Jan, let us return to the prep... Alright. Maybe after a few bells rest first.
Oh, damn it, now it's got me yawning. Alright. Off to Kugane. It's daytime here. Kugane is packed like a warehouse with multi-storied hostels and tea houses. but the cobbles will ne'er afford a man a decent view of the skies. No, if you want to see the heavens in all their glory, you must needs make your way up. Take this bridge behind me. There, atop that mighty span, the stars await. She faces directly west of Kugane Castle, out towards the Ruby Tide and Othod beyond. It is said her location was determined by a great geomancer, who told the first Bugyo placing it there would ensure the city's prosperity for generations to come. Alright, let's see.
When I wish to walk under the stars, I go with my promise. When I wish to walk under the stars, I go with my promise to the Hatasogare Bridge spanning yon pier. The melting of crimson into indigo is a sight you will not soon forget.
If it is the stars you seek, then you need only look up. But if it is a fool you seek, one who calls himself a master of wind and water, when in fact he is nothing more than a cheat, a liar, and a disgrace to our noble profession, then perhaps you might find the rat where all rats lie, near the piers. I don't like that guy. The Tasogare Bridge. I see someone has taken my spot. I may just have to slit his throat and toss his body to the tide. I'm pulling your arm, Chris. Oh, what's it here? You Westerners have such odd sayings. What brings you so far from home? A path fraught with disaster, misfortune, impending doom. Yes, well, the situation may not be as encouraging as my jovial demeanor suggests. It all began several decades ago, when the Bakufu decided they were opening up the port to foreign trade vessels. To accommodate the influx of ships, a section of ancient coastline forest was cleared. However, doing so angered the entity who had guarded the wood for countless generations, a golden fox named Kinko. A great battle ensued, but claws and fangs were no match for cold steel. Kinko was slain, and the new port completed. The fox's spirit, however, remained, spoiling our milk, withering our crops, causing storms that dashed ship after ship against rocky cliffs. In desperation, the Bakufu turned to the land's most powerful geomancer, my great-grandfather, Kazan. Kazan used the power of the sea, the skies, and the land to soothe the spirit long enough that he could erect an invisible barrier that not only protected the city, but ensured that it would prosper. At once, the fortunes of Kugane citizenry turned. My great-grandfather was hailed a hero, and geomancy as the savior of our nation. Within a matter of moons, the streets were lined with the stalls and tents of would-be seers, the people practically throwing coin at them for their advice and blessings. These pretenders, these charlatans were not interested in the sacred rites passed down to my great-grandfather from his great-grandfather and his great-grandfather before him. They were not interested in maintaining the barrier that preserved Kugani's luster and drove back the powers that would see it fall. No, they were more interested in lining their pockets, and now the bonds that hold the barrier in place are about to break, and there is none left with the knowledge to mend them. The knowledge that died with the passing of my grandfather. And so I set out to convince the geomancers of Kugane that only united would we discover the means to save our fair city. That only united will we stave off the darkness and bring lasting prosperity to one and all. That only united will my great-grandfather's legacy live on. Alas, I failed. Branded a deceiver by those very men and women who had grown fat on deceit. Unable to mend the bonds myself, nor rouse my peers to action, I stood on this very bridge and thought on an answer. And then I saw it in the setting sun. My answer lay in the west. And so I packed my bags and headed to Eorzea, in search of something, anything that might help me save Kugane. I believe that's something astrology, but before I could be certain, I was summoned home. This you already know. Since then, I have been coming here every night, hoping the stars might provide me with another revelation. But they remain silent. Chris, the heavens speak through you. Tell me, what do they say?
Use astrology to strengthen the barrier.
That's brilliant! I don't know why I didn't think of it! There was one thing that I learned while in Ishgard. It was that Western astrology is in many ways a complement to geomancy. Used together, they might just... Unfortunately, that concept is all I had the time to learn before the letter arrived. How to actually harness and wield the power of the stars was a lesson conveniently scheduled for the day after I returned home. But you know all the spells, right? You could help me mend the barrier! Ha ha! I did it, great-grandfather! I found a way to make things right! Well then, we have no time to lose. My great-grandfather created his barrier by anchoring the energies of wind, water, and earth to 4 shrines located at the north, east, south, and west ends of the city. It is there the bonds must be repaired. We shall begin with the nearby westerly shrine on the short pier.
Alright. Let's do it.
This is one of the shrines of which I spoke. It may not look like much, but if it were to be destroyed, the entire city would be overrun with large tentacled raccoon dogs and flying rainbow cats. Or possibly just angry spirits. My plan is simple. If I am correct, the strongest barrier the stars can create is through the use of expected benefit, while under the influence of the nocturnal sect. We shall wait until nightfall to perform the rite. For the last thing we need is a drunken Ronin breaking our concentration. Nocturnal sect, huh? Quickly, check the shrine and tell me its condition. It is worse than I thought. The speed with which the bonds deteriorate increases with each passing day. At this rate, they will not survive through the next new moon. The magics intertwine, like 2 halves of a whole. From the heart of the mountain to the eye of the storm. So do the waters flow till lasting bridges form. To the next shrine, we will find it deep in Rakusi Gardens to the south of here. Kusui Gardens. Here it is. You know what to do. Attune with this shrine to determine the extent of the bomb's damage. Whoa! Nope. Servants of the Fox! Our mending of the first westerly bomb must have alerted her to our presence. Focus is required to complete the seal, and my heart will not rest easy until these restless spirits are sent back to the land. Now, Chris, before more are summoned! That wasn't so bad. Now step aside. I shall complete the ritual. From the heart of the mountain to the eye of the storm. So do the waters flow till lasting bridges form. That's half. At this rate, the barrier will be at full strength before sunrise. Onward to Kugane Castle. And it appears I spoke too soon. Kinko knows what we do, and is sending her minions out unforced to stay our hands. Try not to stray too far from my side, if not for your safety, for mine. You know what? We need a little light speed on this. There it is. There's no end to them! I knew that Kugane had a bloody history, but to think this many of the dead still linger! Alright, Chris, let's put this drawing behind us. I fear every moment we tarry, the stronger Kinko's gaze upon us grows. Be my eyes, friend. I must now concentrate on the anchor. From the heart of the mountain to the eye of the storm. So do the waters flow till lasting bridges form. There's but one shrine remaining, the northerly. As you know, or do not, the north is where all ill fortune gathers. I expect the most resistance there. Prepare yourself. Can we go through the Seki Segumi? Nope. Where is he? There you are. Making me waste my light speed. Don't think I don't see you over there. Like Kyokuho really needs to do anything. Away! Away, foul denizen of the dark! Doesn't hurt to try, does it? Look out! We cannot breathe easy until your magics are cast, and I have completed the rite. Hurry! Deep breath, Kyoko. You can do this. From the heart of the mountain to the eye of the storm, so do the waters flow till lasting bridges form. We did it. We strengthened my great-grandfather's barrier and thwarted the golden fox. A fine display! Fine indeed! Though, if it were I might have used gravity instead of malefic when the foul creature had... Ah, right. I'll just be staying that tongue of mine again. Kyokuo, I was told there were spirits in the streets. And you arrived just as they are vanquished. How fortunate. Yes, Master Murakumo. The bonds are mended, made stronger with Western magics. And a little shoulder grease. Or was it knuckle grease? Chris? Western magics? Then this Aegean Lord is none other. And wait until you see the reinforced bonds. The energies twixt together with ours like sun and moon. Like darkness and light. They are as one, Master. Then I was right to summon you home. Pardon my intrusion, traveler. I am Murakumo, second pupil of the great Kazan, and instructor to young Kyokuo. But with Kugane safe, I can now return to Ishgard to complete my training as an astrologian! Huzzah! Absolutely not. While you have mended the weakened bonds for now, the flaw in them remains. Unless you expect your friend here to remain in Kugane for the remainder of his life, we will need to find a more permanent solution. In other words, the bonds must be laid anew. But you know as well as I, the secret to laying those bonds died with my grandfather. Not a day goes by that I do not suffer the burden of my ineptitude. Had I shown promise in the art as your grandfather did, perhaps Kazan would have entrusted me with the knowledge as well. But he did not, and now they are both gone. We can lament that which we cannot change. Or we can put aside our past failures and seek the path which leads us forward. My master is right. Perhaps there is something in my grandfather's tomes. Or perhaps I may still find a way to win over the other geomancers to our cause. There is always hope, is there not? If anything, you've given us time to search for an answer, and for that I am grateful. The city would be as well if they knew you had saved them from an angry army of angry wraiths looking to devour their souls and defecate their bones straight to the darkest of hells. In his haste to find a difficult answer, he looks past the simple one right before his eyes. It may take Kyokuho time to realize it, but you are the hope which we seek. In time you will come to see it as well. And with that, we return to Kyokuho, who is where? All the way over there? Come on. We'll go by way of the Ruby Bazaar. It's a good thing Kugane is all one area, instead of two like a lot of the city-states. So I guess this is farewell. Unless that is, you're staying. You're staying? He's staying! Master, he's staying! What changed your mind? No, don't tell me. Knowing that you will be here with me and Master Murakumo is enough. I was beginning to worry that what I would do the next time the city was invaded by Kinko's minions. The Master can barely make his way out of the privy each morning, let alone battle bloodlusting specters. Now that you mention it, this all reminds me of that reading Lady Leveva conducted the morning I arrived at the observatory. Something about friendly paths lined with dangerous fruit bushes winding their way to hope? Could the stars truly have predicted all this? If so, I'm impressed. I would need to think more on the issue. Until then, might I suggest that you continue the refinement of your art here in scenic Kingachi? You will find our beast just as formidable as yours in the West, if not doubly so. And with that, we've completed another Astrologian quest. 3 quests down, 2 to go. And with that, we conclude another episode. In the next episode, we will be completing the level 68 quest, Behind Door number 2. But until then, that's it for this episode of Cruise Next Purgatory. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed the show. As always, if you're watching this on Twitch or live at PlayStation and you like this show, click the follow button. Be sure to turn on notifications so you're informed of all of my live streams and videos the moment they premiere. And be sure to hit the subscribe button for exclusive access to Cruise Next Purgatory. If you're watching this on YouTube and you like this video, click the like button below and leave a comment. Subscribe to my channel by clicking here. Click here to watch more by me, click here to watch the next episode, and click here to watch the previous one. Until next time, Cruisic X, signing out.